Right now, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are engaging voters this weekend. Debate talks continue from both parties. And neighbors in Sun Prairie honor two young boys who drowned at the retention pond earlier this year on what would have been one of the child's 9th birthday. And we're following pleasant melodies and jazzy tunes all the way to 2024 Belleville Music Festival. Take a listen to some of the music at today's event. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Well, it's been a pretty hot and humid day across southern Wisconsin. For how long it may stick around, let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller, who's out on the weather patio. Blaze, you're out there right now. How does it feel?
Well, as you just mentioned, it has been hot and humid all day. That continues as we go into your Saturday evening, and it's going to continue into your Sunday as well. Sunday, though, is going to be the last of our heat and humidity, but it's ushered in by two chances for severe thunderstorms, maybe one or two. A marginal risk there in the green as we go into your Sunday morning for folks, I would say, mainly to the west of Dane County and the Dells, and then that shifts off towards the southeast, really hugging the Wisconsin-Illinois border as we go into your Monday. I think Monday's probably going to be the better of the two chances as a low pressure system moves off of the Rockies and moves its way through the Midwest. So let's jump ahead on Future Track to the early morning hours on Sunday. Showers and thunderstorms are going to be coming out of the Minneapolis area, and in doing so, they're actually going to be dying out as they move into northwestern parts of our coverage area. You're seeing it there, 5:30, not as much orange or even red on the map, but maybe one or two of these storms packing some strong wind gusts, maybe some larger hail, but it fizzles out by the time we go into the late morning, and then we see that chance reignite as we go into our Monday. Strong wind gusts followed by minor flooding are going to be our greatest threats over the next 2 days, then hail, and then of course an isolated weak tornado threat. It's not super great these next 2 days for any tornadoes, but we can never completely rule out that chance. It's quiet, but it is hot and humid with temperatures at one point in the 90s earlier this afternoon. We'll do it again tomorrow, maybe even slightly warmer than today with that southwesterly wind. We'll track out though how cool we'll be next week in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. Thank you. A Sun Prairie family is pushing for change as they remember the brothers, 8-year-old Legend and 5-year-old Antoine, who drowned in a retention pond after falling through the ice back in January. Their mother is fighting to make sure this never happens again to anyone. Just days after the brothers' death, the city of Sun Prairie installed a fence around the pond, which has since been taken down. Sun Prairie officials say they are making a way for a long-term solution.
I would love for everybody to come out so we can create safe places for kids and families to live. And I want all of the ponds to be secured so this never happens again to any child. I didn't only lose one child, I lost 2 children.
Earlier today, Ms. Zhang held an event at the pond in remembrance of the boys and to celebrate what would have been Legend's 9th birthday. A woman accused of poisoning her then husband in 2022 will spend the next 3 years in state prison. Online court records show Amanda Chapin of Monroe is sentenced Friday. She was also sentenced to 3 years of extended supervision. Chapin pleaded no contest in June to 1 felony count of first-degree recklessly endangering safety. She had initially been charged with first-degree attempted intentional homicide. The charges came after Chapin's then-husband, Gary Chapin, fell into a coma in August of 2022. Blood work showed that he had barbiturates in his system. According to a criminal complaint filed in the case, Gary Chapin's son told police that his father, who works as a veterinarian, kept them at his home for euthanizing animals. Gary eventually awoke from his coma and reportedly told detectives that Amanda had poisoned his morning coffee multiple times between July and August of 2022. Public Health Madison, Dane County announcing Saturday it is looking for information about a cat that bit a person in Mount Horeb on Friday on the 1300th block of Perimeter Road. PHM says the bite occurred when the victim attempted to pick up the cat that was found in their yard. The cat is described as an orange or light-haired domestic short-hair cat and is suspected to be a young adult. The cat is described as wearing a white collar with no tags. PHM says anyone with information about the incident should call the police and fire dispatcher at 608-255-2345 and ask for an animal services officer. To more local news, if you're in the downtown area of Middleton and you're seeing a lot of people wearing yellow, don't be alarmed. After all, it's the 34th annual Mustard Day Festival in Middleton. where there's plenty of yellow everywhere. National Mustard Day is the biggest fundraising event of the year for the nonprofit National Mustard Museum. All proceeds from the event goes towards the museum itself.
We've got mustard ice cream here. We've got a lot of games for children of all ages. So it's just a big festival.
The festival will return next year during the first week of August. For more information, check out the website www.mustardmuseum.org. It's time to break out the lawn chairs because music is in the air for the 2024 Belleville Music Festival. Community Park in Belleville was filled with family fun as bands took to the stage. The event, free to the public, featured 4 talented bands and musical guests.
There's a lot going on in Belleville today, so we're doing a large music festival down here in conjunction with 10 Junk Mile, and we've got racers from all over the world that come in.
The bands who performed are the One Dope Band, the Eric Mills Finger Band, the Mark Croft Band, and the Willie Porter Band. Former President Donald Trump is taking the stage in Atlanta Saturday for his rally with his VP pick, J.D. Vance. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris, the presumptive Democratic nominee, is busy this weekend as she works to choose her running mate. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump returns to Georgia Saturday to rally in the pivotal state he lost to Joe Biden in 2020. Trump is holding Saturday's event with his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, just days after Vice President Kamala Harris rallied at the same Atlanta arena.
He took a bullet for this country and didn't miss a single day of work. Now, he did that in 1 month. Just imagine what he's going to do with 4 more years. Ain't that right?
CBS News has learned that Harris, who has secured enough delegate votes to win the Democratic nomination, is holding meetings this weekend with the top prospects for her VP pick.
We are going to win this election.
The contenders include Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Next week, Harris is slated to travel to 7 battleground states with her new running mate.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage.
Tuesday in Atlanta, Vice President Harris challenged Trump to debate, but now there's debate over when and where it will happen. Trump overnight on social media said he'll debate on Fox News on September 4th. The Harris campaign says it will stick with the ABC debate scheduled for the following week, previously agreed upon by Trump before President Biden exited the race. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Once again, the Trump social media posts emphasized that Fox News debate would be September the 4th. And coming up next, COVID is spiking yet again. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, one hospital makes an effort to understand the impacts of long COVID in Black and Latino communities. And tonight at 10, the U.S. military increases its presence in the Middle East as the Israel-Hamas war continues.
The one thing Kamala Harris has always been: fearless. As a prosecutor, she put murderers and abusers behind bars. As California's Attorney General, she went after the big banks and won $20 billion for homeowners. And as Vice President, she took on the big drug companies to cap the cost of insulin for seniors. Because Kamala Harris has always known who she represents.
This campaign is about who we fight for. We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. Where every senior can retire with dignity. But Donald Trump wants to take our country backward, to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and end the Affordable Care Act. But we are not going back. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sonobello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's biggest sale of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
As COVID cases rise again this summer, one hospital group in New York City has joined the national effort to examine the impact long COVID is having on Black and Latino communities. CBS New York's Jesse Mitchell reports from Harlem.
After Dora Louise Summers caught COVID 2 years ago, she never quite fully recovered.
Brain fog, shortness of breath, feeling weak. You know the answer to it, but when you get ready to say it, it's like, wait a minute.
Summers recently found herself referred to Mount Sinai's new long COVID clinic in East Harlem, where Dr. Rachel Engelberg is studying the ongoing effects of the pandemic on underserved communities.
Patients who were in Harlem and the Bronx were hardest hit by COVID during the height of the pandemic. These are likely the populations that are really bearing the brunt of long COVID now, and so there's definitely a need to reach those patients and get them into care.
Mount Sinai is one of 9 long COVID clinics nationwide, now established and funded by the federal government for 5 years as they meet monthly to share their case studies.
We can more formally standardize what the protocols are so that for the majority of doctors, it's not such a confusing situation where you're not sure what to do, but maybe it becomes more algorithmic of how you approach the different symptom burden.
Engelberg says while there's no cure or treatment standard yet, the team can help alleviate the ailments that come with long COVID. And if you're experiencing some of the same symptoms as Summers for 3 months or longer beyond your COVID diagnosis, see a doctor about your options.
Take them seriously because other things can materialize behind that.
In East Harlem, Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, New York.
Regular aspirin use may keep the oncologist away, at least when it comes to colorectal cancer. That's according to a new study published Thursday in the journal JAMA Oncology. The authors found that those who took aspirin on a regular basis had an 18% lower risk of developing colorectal cancer than non-users. Colorectal cancer is the second most common cause of cancer death worldwide. More than 153,000 people in the U.S. were diagnosed with the condition in 2023. Getting a vaccine to protect against a painful case of shingles may be beneficial in the long term for your memory. That's according to a study published Thursday in the journal Nature Medicine. Researchers looked at dementia diagnosis in more than 200,000 people over 65 who were vaccinated for shingles. They found that people who got the Shingrix vaccine were 17% less likely to be diagnosed with dementia. That's compared to those who got the less effective Zostafax vaccine. Seniors who were vaccinated didn't avoid dementia completely, but researchers said it might at least delay diagnosis. But experts say it adds a growing body of evidence that suggests that shingles vaccines may help protect the brain. And coming up next, Blaze is back with a full check of your First Warn forecast when we return.
A1 Furniture and Mattress is closing their giant showroom, and that means the best prices ever. Everything must go. Over $1 million in inventory must be sold. Name brands at huge discounts for every room. Store closing sale on now at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
I became a nurse to make lives better. Today, that's hard to do because of the open border. I've seen firsthand the damage that Kamala Harris caused as our country's borders are. Hospitals everywhere are overwhelmed, and American patients are paying the price. My patients are covering the healthcare costs for people here illegally, while their own care is jeopardized. Kamala Harris is weak and dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Some lucky fan will win 4 Packers season tickets for 1 year, all because of Packers scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery.
But who will it be?
This could be Debbie's year.
That looks like someone who could win up to $50,000 in instant cash prizes.
But don't count out Tim.
Maybe he'll win one of the MVP tailgate experiences.
Then there's Raymond.
Legend.
4 Packers season tickets for 1 year could be his.
Or yours.
Ticket prices range from $1 to $10, available at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
The story of Scott the Window Guy starts with the crack of a bat and a broken window. Little did I know, Mom actually wanted her windows replaced. I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. For the past 50 years, we've been replacing windows in Wisconsin with a 50-year warranty and a 10-year glass breakage guarantee to protect you
from kids like me.
Get a free, no-obligation estimate and $225 off per window at scottthewindowguy.com.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home, and of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
A1 Furniture and Mattress is closing their giant showroom, and that means the best prices ever. Everything must go. Over $1 million in inventory must be sold. Name brands at huge discounts for every room. Store closing sale on now at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze.
And for those who are not been a fan of the heat and humidity, it does go away as we go into the start of your next work week, but we have to get through a couple chances of not only showers and thunderstorms, but maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm as well. We'll touch on where that threat is as we go further into the weathercast. Maybe a little shower popping up there outside of Beloit near Orfordville along the lake breeze coming off of Lake Michigan right now, but otherwise we are quiet as we sit in the low 80s to upper 80s. It's 89 in Boscobel. We were previously at 90, 81 in Viroqua, 86 in Lone Rock as well as in Madison. And into Dane County we go, 87 in Sauk City and Waunakee, 85 in Perry, and 86 in McFarland and Sun Prairie. There's a little bit of smoke in the atmosphere. If you look up or if you looked up into the sky at any point during the day, it's been a little bit hazy. The good news is air quality is moderate to good right now, and we're going to unfortunately watch, though, as more smoke moves into the area, but it's going to be accompanied by that rain chance, so we'll probably not see it, and then it moves out as we go into next week. We're headed only into the upper 60s to low 70s this evening underneath partly cloudy conditions, maybe a little bit of fog as we're waking up on Sunday, but we're also going to track the chance for some rain as we head further into your overnight hours, especially off towards the north and west. These are going to be dying showers and thunderstorms coming out of the Minnesota area, specifically kind of Minneapolis, and they're going to be dying as they move their way south and eastward into parts of Wisconsin. But maybe some bring some strong wind gusts at times, maybe some small hail too. Those fizzle out as we head further into your morning hours. We'll open up the skies, becoming more partly sunny as we go throughout your Sunday. With the southwesterly wind component, we're back into those upper 80s, if not the low 90s, and then we'll watch as showers and thunderstorms return as we go Sunday night into Monday. But it's Monday into Tuesday that a quick moving low pressure system comes off of the Rockies and brings us yet again another chance for not only showers and thunderstorms, but maybe some severe weather as well. That severe component is going to be most likely limited to where that warm front places, so possibly along the state line. More of that soaking rain is actually going to be found well north of where that front is, and those showers and maybe a few lingering thunderstorms wrap up as we go into your Tuesday morning, leaving us with more sunshine by the second half of Tuesday. So there's a severe weather outlook for Sunday morning, specifically in the green. That's that marginal risk for mainly strong wind gusts and hail. And then Monday into Tuesday, that threat shifts towards the state line communities, staying really south of the Dells. Strong winds are going to be the main threats, along with minor flooding, as I mentioned, but some small hail as well as maybe an isolated brief weak tornado can't be ruled out either. Sunday, right around the corner, we're back into the upper 80s to low 90s. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms after maybe some dying showers and thunderstorms in the morning. A few low 90s 70s can't be ruled out, especially with that southwesterly wind component. So over the next 7 to 10 days, we are looking at a pretty nice cool down, especially as we go into your Tuesday, where we'll only hang out in the low to mid 70s. And then beyond that, we stay pretty seasonal through the following weekend. It's that then following week that we maybe tap back into some of those mid 80s. Our highs right around 81 degrees is kind of normal. So anything above or below that obviously is going to be warmer or cooler than average, but it does look like we don't really see well above average or temperatures returning until maybe 2 weeks from now.
I mean, we're really getting lucky after seeing our temps touch the 90s, and now we're going to get some days back into the 70s.
It's going to feel like fall.
Yeah, you and I,
sweatshirts,
who are more inclined for the cooler weather, definitely looking forward to this.
Flannel. We can bring out the flannel for a couple days.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. And to stay up to date with the latest weather conditions in Madison, with our First Warn weather forecast app, it has hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. And still ahead in sports, Andrew has your Olympics update and tells you what history Katie Ledecky made this time. Next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You may come from a plug family, and I come from a no-plug family, but one day our great families will come together in marriage.
There's an electrified vehicle for everyone to fall in love with. Get offers on select models at the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home, and of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
The most important part of my job is to make sure that our public, our community is safe, and also to educate the public on weather. We're the certified most accurate team in town for forecasting, so that forecast has to be ready when you walk in the door. Always first, always accurate.
The Brew Crew are cooking. Not only are the Brewers 6 games up in the Central, but at 62-47, they're just 3 games off the best record in the National League. They try to keep the pot hot in the nation's capital. Didn't start well. 7th inning, Brewers trailing 6-1, but there goes Rhys Hoskins. He has been stellar in his first season in Milwaukee. He hits his team-leading 19th homer, extending his hit streak to 9 games. And then in the 8th, Gary Sanchez, or the Kraken as they call him, cracks one back up the middle, but the Crew's comeback would fall short. Nats take it. 6-4 is your final. 8. And we take a little bit of a step back. The U.S. now has 20 more total medals than any other country. The only category they don't lead in is gold medals. Their 14 golds trail only China, who has 16 in these games. And really, Simone Biles and Katie Ledecky,
truly,
just unbelievable. What more can you say?
Could you, running 800 meters?
Yeah.
Is tiring.
I can't picture
Could
that.
you imagine swimming 800 meters?
To put it into context, obviously, she's so close to setting basically every record ever. The only swimmer to ever win the same event in 4 straight games, Michael Phelps. Pretty unbelievable. I don't know what more you need to hear.
Who many consider the greatest Olympian ever?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be fair to say he is. And, I mean, she's not quite in that conversation, but she also said she'll be back for L.A. in 2028.
All right, well, sounds good. Definitely looking forward to that. Blaze, from the pool to outside. Probably feels like a pool after all the sweating we've doing.
If you want to swim 800 meters, you might want to do it here over the next few hours, because tomorrow we will track some showers and thunderstorms, but over the next 12 hours, we are going to remain quiet, staying mostly clear and hazy, only dipping into the upper 60s to low 70s this evening. So it is going to be another hot and humid night, another hot and humid day on Sunday with that late day chance.